This is probably going to be a fairly short stream, guys. We're going to keep it pretty low key. Like I said, I'm gonna open some packs, and then truth be told, I will probably spend the rest of my evening in here sorting and putting stuff in binders. I'm not sure I'll do that on camera. If you guys want me to, we just want to keep hanging out and chatting, I'm happy to, but I don't know that I'm going to. We'll see. I'm not going to lie, it's been a long day. I got up early. Like I said, I played BattleTech for more than a few hours, so I'm kind of in need of a break, I think. But I wanted to get this done because tomorrow we don't have anything planned. I'm probably gonna do some laundry or something. It's like I want to just be able to sit in here and organize and build decks and stuff, so I have everything ready for Thursday. Okay, so starting off box number 2 with literally the exact same rare. That's not necessarily encouraging that we're going to get a different box. I said different. It's a rare leader. We did get a different rare. We got a ruthlessness there. I'm being a little unfair. And then a hyperfoil detention block rescue. Okay. Oh, Leviathan. Whew, I hear you. I hear you. What's the most I've ever sold a card for? Probably the Hera, right? The showcase. So when I was opening the first set, I opened 4 boxes here on camera. In those 4 boxes, I pulled 2 showcases. I pulled a showcase Sabine, which I still have, and I pulled a showcase Chewbacca. I didn't really think I would ever play Chewbacca. And on the very first night that I went over to hang out and play with buddies on the local game store, one of the guys had like he had like an extra case or something in the trunk of his car. He goes, "I will trade you a box for that Chewbacca." Hand me a box of cards and I hand him the showcase. And I was like, okay. So I wanted more cards. I took him up on the deal. I brought that box home, and off camera, I just sat in here that night on Tuesday night and opened it and pulled another showcase. This one was Showcase Harrison Dula. The next week, one of the guys at the same store wanted to buy. He was working on trying to end up with get a full set of showcases, and he offered me $175 for the showcase Hera, and I took it. Looking back, I think I probably undersold on the Chewy and sold the Hera at about the right price point. The Ray that I have, if I sell that, it will probably be more than double that. So that'll probably be the most expensive thing I've ever sold if it actually comes through. We've got a Val. So already I'm seeing different rares. That's encouraging. I want to see different rares. I don't want to see the same rares. That tells me that would be like, oh yay, more sorting crap. More sorting problems. You did pretty good, Vladeshi. The only Decipher set that I think I made money on was Death Star 2. As the Decipher game got older, those last few sets, particularly starting with like, not really Indoor, but like Death Star 2, and then all the Episode 1 stuff, particularly Feed Palace, that very, very last Episode 1 set that they scrambled to get it out the door before they lost the license. Those were particularly valuable sets on the secondary market, especially years later, because they had very, very short print runs. I remember I was never interested in any of the Episode 1 stuff. I kept my Decipher sets for a very, very long time. I sold my Death Star 2 set, gosh, somewhere along the way. And then somewhere along about 2017, I rebuilt it. I went into my trade binder and I had quite a few things. I bought some collections on eBay, I bought some singles, and I rebuilt the entire Death Star 2 set. And then, not horribly long ago, well, I guess at this point it's been almost 4 years now, I sold literally all of it. Every scrap of Star Wars CCG I had left in the house, I sold to a collector up in New York. And I used that money to start this project, right? To start doing things in here, right? That money, that seed money bought me the furniture and the original set of LEDs that went on this wall. And so, like, it went to a good cause, but I do sometimes think, well, yeah, I kind of miss it. Endless Legions. All right, that's good. We're getting a different set of legendaries here. Endless Legions. What else should be in this box? I don't remember. I think this one is Kylo and something else. I don't think this is the Mando box. I think there'll be a Kylo in this box, I think. I don't remember. I wouldn't mind another showcase. I'm not going to bank on it. I sort of feel like I've in my time in the game, I've pulled 4 of them already. So I feel like I've sort of used up so much of my luck to get that. Well, if you made that kind of money at 13, Vladeshi, I think you did all right. I sold off my Star Wars CCG something more than like 20 years after the game went out of print. So, and I didn't get nearly that much money for it. So if you got that kind of money, you did okay. Dr. E, Hyperspace Foiled Jabba's Rancor. All right, Dr. Evazan, which is a card that I need. I won't say I won the game in the pre-release last night, but my opponent played a Dr. Evazan, and I managed to kill it, collect his bounty, which his bounty is crazy, and then turn that into an amazing turn on my part, and then I won the game the next round. I don't think he was expecting me to collect the bounty. He wasn't salty about it, but he was just like, well, I didn't see that coming. Let the Wookiee win. And then what have we got here? A Hyperspace Clan Saxon Gauntlet. God, that's pretty. Oh, okay. So yeah, so Vladeshi, you probably sold pretty close to the top of the market. I mean, there were people still playing the game. The Players Committee, the Star Wars CCG Players Committee was still fairly new, but they were committed to keeping the game alive. And there were still enough people playing that the demand for those cards was there. So yeah, I think if you sold back then, I think you did pretty well. Heroic Resolve. That gives me a play set of those, which is good. I like that card. Anything else in here? No. It's what's funny to me, Vladeshi, is when I listen to, like, there's a lot of content creators in the Star Wars Unlimited space, and a non-zero amount of them are guys that I recognize from the old Decipher CCG days, Decipher Star Wars CCG days, right? And when I see the names, I'm just like, I remember that guy. Dr. Afra Leader, another base. Anything in here? Wild Rancor as a rare. Black Sun Starfire, and then nothing else. It's funny, right? And apparently a lot of these guys, like, they never left CCGs, right? Woo, bearded. That is old school. One of the worst leaders in the set, my boy Finn. Very sad. One of the things that actually frustrates me about FFG is they've done him dirty in not one game but 2. Finn in the original in Star Wars Destiny was not very good, and in this game I didn't think it was possible. He's somehow even worse. Inspiring Mentor, Foil Echo, any Hyperspace? Yeah, Hyperspace Jetpack. Kind of like that. That's kind of pretty. Good evening, Deagles. How we doing? We just sniffing the cardboard crack, baby. That's all we're doing. Oh, there we go. Crate Dragon number 1. Need that. I really want there to be a Poe in this box now. Crate and Poe should be in the same box. That would be really, really awesome if I could get a Poe in this same box. Just getting one of each would save me some hassle. It would get things moving in the right direction in terms of not only deck building but saving me a little bit of chasing. Lom Pike. He's not very exciting. No. Oh, Xander, you don't have to apologize. Like I said, I may not even be on all that long. My goal was just to stream this, hang out for a little while, and then honestly tonight, I don't know what I'm going to do. The baseball game's over. I may sit in here and sort cards. I may not. Oh, I missed this. This was a hunter. That's my first hunter. Another rare leader. Hyperspace. No, don't do that. Go the other way. Boop. More hyperspaces in this box than the last one. Bazine number 2. Good to see that. We like that. I love all of you guys, but never apologize for not being here. That's just not necessary. All right. Here. Hyperspace. That's a pretty one. I like the art on that one. Check this guy out. Very vibrant color on that one. I like that one. Ooh, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. There it is. We got a hyperspace tie silencer. Now I have a playset. In 2 boxes, we got our playset of tie silencers. So I have a plane, I have a foil, and now I have a hyperspace. And I love the hyperspace ships. I want to have a playset of every ship in the game in hyperspace, like if I could. Oh yeah, Deagles. I was a big player of that. Vladeshi was talking about selling the old Decipher cards that he had sold about 20, back turn of the century, right, back around 2001 or so. Which 2001, the game was actually still in print through the end of the year. They lost the license as of 31 December 2001. And if memory serves, they shoved Feed Palace out the door, which was their very, very last product, in like November or October of that year. Like they snuck it in under the wire. I won't say they were desperate. They were in a hurry to get that stuff out the door to make sure. Oh, a Snoke. So I got a Snoke in my box with a Crate Dragon. Most of the boxes I've seen that had a dragon in it had a Poe in it. So far we're on 3 legendaries. We're on Snoke, 4 technically. Snoke, Dragon, Endless Legions, and then the Hyperspace Silencer. Still want a Poe. I'm greedy. Still want me a Poe Dameron. When I saw Poe Dameron, my first thought was, thank God, finally someone that Leader Cassian wants to play with. There's a whole lot of people that look at Poe and they want to slap him into a Sabine deck, which is fine. You can do that. There's nothing wrong with that. But I really think there's something to pairing him up with Cassian, because Poe actually gives you a reason for that card advantage, for the card draw and the card advantage to play into your favor. Well, that's a foil rare. Look at that. There we go. Don't really need him. I don't know that I have a use for that guy. This is box number 2. I've only got 1 more after this. I was only able to get 3 boxes locally. I sort of misunderestimated on my pre-ordering. So things did not work out the way I would have preferred in that regard. It's a new Chewbacca unit. Chewbacca is now the only character I think that we have 3 of in the game. We have a leader and 2 units. 2 different unit Chewbaccas. It's kind of interesting. Another Wrecker. All right, so that gives me a play set of Wreckers at least. And he's a regular rare, so that's not overly shocking. But it does mean that it's 1 less thing I have to chase. Hyperspace Disabling Fang Fighter. I like that. Nope, nothing there. Okay. No, Xanda, I'll be fine. One of the things that the supply of the game has been a sore point, let's say, since it first started coming out, right? Because at first, I was talking to Trey about this last night. One of our locals who sells a lot of stuff. There's my 3rd Reichian, and basically he was pointing out that when the game first released, he ordered a whole bunch of product initially, and he said that probably for the first 2 weeks the game was out back in March, he could continue to order literally anything that he wanted. They were just shoving it out the door as fast as they could. He said by the 3rd or 4th week of March, they realized they were going to have a problem if they didn't slow down. He said, and that's when they started putting the brakes on things. Hyperfoil Public Enemy. Ooh. Put you over here, kind of in the way. Yes. And so finding set 1 on the shelf has been very, 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 very difficult. Boba Fett's Armor, number 2. Excellent card. What I understand what they're trying to do with this set is dole it out at a slower pace so that stores are able to continue to keep it on the shelf and basically to keep it on the shelf and have it available for like drafts and stuff. We were very fortunate in that one of our local stores set aside, I think, 2 or 3 cases at the very beginning so we could continue to draft the entire way that the game was out. And so we were drafting even up until like the very last week of June, like right in the couple weeks before this came out, we were still doing drafts, whereas most people didn't have product to do drafts. So they're trying to fix that problem by not shipping every card they have out the door in the first 2 or 3 weeks. So to me, what that means is initially product is going to be, I won't say hard to get, but it's going to appear at a bit of a premium. And then as time goes on, because as players realize it's not going anywhere and they'll still be able to get it, that hopefully the prices will back off a little bit. Hyperspace Hansel. A lot of hyperspace leaders in this box. Not really complaining. Hyperfoil enticing reward. Hyperspace cards in here. No. All right, we're down to our last 2 packs. Still looking for that Poe. Let's go. Come on. Give me that Poe. I know I shouldn't complain. I'm not really complaining. I shouldn't get greedy, but I am. I'm greedy. I am greedy. Cobb Vanth. I think that's number 2. It'll be good to get a play set of those when the time comes. I'm going to need them. Hyperspace Fugitive Wookiee. Okay. Yeah, so Xanda, the packs, the stuff they've announced for packs is different. Those are promos. And they have not yet announced how they're going to handle sales and distribution. Okay, we got our foil rare for in the last thing in the pack, and it's yellow. It's a ground unit. It's Tobias Beckett. So our legendaries in this box are base legendaries, right? Snoke, Crate, and Endless Legions, and then we ended up with the Hyperspace Tie Silencer, which I am, again, not remotely upset with. Lots and lots of hyperspace cards in this pack, in this box. Yeah, Andrew, I'm inclined to agree with you. I have not watched it. That's not entirely accurate. I watched the first episode and a half, and then found out it was insulting my intelligence and couldn't handle anymore. Hello, dear.
I've seen more than he has, and it sucked.
You actually watched episodes? Mm-hmm. You really?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
So am I.
I'm sorry.
But you know me. I always look at a primary source.
That's true. That's true. So Deagles, this game does not play anything remotely like the old Decipher game. About the only similarity I would say is that in the old Decipher game, you had units that deployed on the ground and units that deployed in space, and this is the same. You do have space units and ground units. Past that, the similarities are basically non-existent. They really aren't that similar at that stage.